What's up everyone? Welcome to another Top Growth Financial video. And I'm very excited about the company that I'm going to be talking about today. But first I want to start out by saying if you guys are new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, if you guys enjoyed this video, we just ask that you hit that like and subscribe button. I also encourage you guys to check out some of our previous videos. I think you guys will really like our content. So with that being said, I am very excited about this stock. It has the potential to 5, maybe even 10 times the stock price in the next 5 years. So stay tuned to find out what company I'm talking about. Alright, so this company that has the potential to make us a lot of money is Virgin Galactic, ticker SPCE. Virgin Galactic is an American spaceflight company founded by Richard Branson. They are currently working on sending commercial flights into space for paying customers. They are currently in the testing phase right now, so they have not sent a commercial flight into space yet. But hopefully we'll be able to see that happen by the end of next year. I'm going to talk more about their schedule and timeline while we look at their charts real quick. Alright, so this is their one-day chart. You can see here their stock price is currently at $24.64. And now look at their 5-year chart. You can see here they went public on October 25th of 2019 with an IPO price of $10.41. We have 3 big spikes followed by some pretty equal dips right after. And I'm going to go into more detail about these spikes and dips and what potentially caused them. So to start out with this first spike, it happened in February of 2020. And I really think the big reason for this is because when this stock first went public, they were the first space-related stock to go public. And a lot of analysts were raving about this stock when they first went public. In fact, at one point around this time in February of 2020, they had a 100% analyst buy rating. So analysts were all in on this company at the time. And then you can see after this spike, we see a pretty significant dip immediately after. So there was a lot of hype surrounding this company, and then it kind of cooled off. You can see a couple smaller ups and downs in between, and then we have that second big spike in February of 2021. And this is actually when the first commercial flight was set to take place. So obviously that initial date got pushed back since we still have not sent a commercial flight into space, but it was originally supposed to happen in early of 2021. And that's right around when this stock price soared. But they had a couple unsuccessful test flights that did not go as planned, which then caused that date to get pushed back to early 2022, which unfortunately has also been pushed back again until now, late Q3 of 2022, so about a year from right now. But because of those unsuccessful test flights, we saw their stock price dip. But after their stock price reaches its lowest point, you see it shoot right back up. This is around late June, early July of 2021, about a couple months ago. And I think the reason for this is because they finally had a successful test flight in early July. So this is really the first test flight that they deemed fully successful. A couple of their other ones were deemed unsuccessful, but still were beneficial in some ways, but this one went as planned. So this company is highly driven on speculation, and that's the reason for all of this volatility with this stock price so far. And the reason for that is because they really haven't brought in much revenue at all due to the fact that they have not been sending any commercial flights into space yet. Hopefully they're able to stay on track with that late Q3 2022 date. The fact that they were finally able to have a successful test flight about 2 months ago makes me feel a lot better about them being able to stay on track with that date. But as of right now, I think we're going to continue to see some more ups and downs until they finally start generating more revenue, which will give us a much better idea of how this stock should perform in the future. And then lastly, this is their 1-year chart. So you can see it was up $8.25 on the year, which is up 50.34%. So even after their initial flight date got pushed back twice, their stock still performed very well this year. So like I said, their stock's price is highly driven off of speculation. That's why we're seeing all of those ups and downs. But I do believe once they finally get it right and they start sending those commercial flights into space, their stock price is going to soar. You have those positive news stories surrounding the company paired with now a lot of revenue coming in. So that leads me to believe that we could even see this stock price double by the end of 2022 after they've already sent some flights into space. And that's banking on the fact that they stay on track with where they're at right now. And I want to talk about their schedule right now and what they plan on doing before they send that first commercial flight into space. So as I already said earlier, founder Richard Branson took a test flight into space in July, which was said to have carried revenue-generating scientific research. Now after that, Virgin Galactic said its next space flight, Unity 23, is targeted for late September and will again be a revenue-generating flight. So the plan is for them to send another test flight at the end of this month, sometime at the end of this month. And again, hopefully that will be deemed a successful test flight, which again could even possibly shoot that stock price up a little bit. You never know. So far, the last big news stories we've seen have sent that stock price up. I'm not sure how far their stock price could go up, but again, looking at their charts in the past, this is a kind of news story that could send their stock price up. And after that test flight, the Eve mothership that carries the space plane to high altitude will undergo an enhancement program that will wrap up around mid-2022. After that, another flight with a full complement of crew specialists will take place to confirm the cabin interior adjustments are functioning as planned. After that, then commercial service is expected to start in late Q3 of 2022, so about a year from now. And if you're wondering how much a flight to space costs, their ticket sales prices are currently $450,000 per seat, which is up from $250,000 earlier this year. So, once they finally start sending people into space, they're going to be bringing in a lot of revenue, considering the fact they have already sold 600 tickets. And commercial spaceflight is not the only thing Virgin Galactic is working on right now. They've actually just recently partnered with Boeing, where they will be working on hypersonic point-to-point travel by using its space plane to take passengers across continents in a fraction of the time it takes today. So that could possibly change the way we travel around the world. And doing that with a big name company like Boeing is huge news. And they said back in February of 2020 that it sees a huge opportunity to apply high-speed global mobility technology. And on top of that, in June of 2020, Virgin Galactic announced an agreement with NASA to create an astronaut training program. Under this deal, the company will develop a new private orbital astronaut readiness program for customers looking to go to the International Space Station. Virgin Galactic also will find customers that want to buy astronaut missions to the station, book transportation to the station, and perform on-orbit and ground resource tasks. And about a month before that, they announced another separate deal with NASA to help develop a sustainable high-Mach supersonic aircraft. And they said that such technology could make supersonic passenger service more feasible. And lastly, last summer, Virgin Galactic signed an understanding with Rolls-Royce to collaborate in designing and developing engine propulsion technology for Mach 3 commercial aircraft. The Rolls-Royce announcement included an initial design concept of the aircraft, which could carry 9 to 19 passengers and fly at an altitude above 60,000 feet. Management has said that a Mach 3 aircraft has the potential for travelers to do a round trip in one day between 85% of the most frequently traveled global city pairs. So Virgin Galactic is working on multiple different projects that would completely change the way we travel. So again, we could even start seeing news articles like this once they get closer to production. We could start seeing news articles in these projects that will also start blowing the stock price up as well. But if Virgin Galactic can prove to be successful in not only space flight, but flights down here from continent to continent, there's no telling where their stock price will go. Like I said earlier, we're seeing these spikes in their stock price based off of speculation with very little revenue coming in. Now imagine if we can see big revenue coming in from multiple different projects. But of course, in most cases, when you have a very high potential reward like we do here, you also have a high risk along with it. And there is absolutely a bear case to be made with this stock, and the biggest one is their competitors. And the two biggest ones to talk about are Blue Origin, founded by Jeff Bezos, and SpaceX, founded by Elon Musk. Jeff Bezos actually just recently took a trip into space himself, along with a couple of other passengers as well. So they are getting somewhat close to sending commercial flights into space as well. But the good news is Virgin Galactic is still leading that pack. As long as they're able to stay on track from now, they should be the first ones to start sending commercial flights into space. So that would be huge for them to be able to pull that off. And lastly, I mentioned it earlier, is the fact that they have very little revenue coming in, which is never a good thing when you're looking for future growth. But they have already had 600 people book space flights, which should start happening about a year from now. So hopefully it won't be too long before we start seeing a lot of revenue come in. And lastly, for this video, I want to take a look at the tip ranks to see what some of the analysts are saying about this stock right now. Alright, so this stock currently has a hold rating. Out of 11 total ratings, 4 analysts say buy, 5 say hold, 2 say sell. Which is very interesting because their stock price is currently at $24.61, but their average price target in the next 12 months is $36.30, which is an upside of 47.5%. It's not often you see a stock have a 47.5% average target upside, but also have a hold rating. And they have that 47.5% upside because of those optimistic analysts that believe in this company. And the average price target that they set on this company are very high. So in the end, we're seeing some very mixed ratings on this company. It's kind of all over the place. 4 buys, 5 holds, 2 sells. And that leads me to believe that this company is kind of a boom or bust company. If they're able to stay on track and they turn out to be successful in their space flights, I think we're going to see this stock price soar. But if they have a couple more setbacks like they have had in the past, it would be possible to see Blue Origin or SpaceX to get ahead of them in the spaceflight competition. Alright, so with all of that being said, usually at the end of each video, I like to put a buy, hold, or sell rating on the stock that I'm talking about. I'm actually not going to do it with this one. This one really all depends on what kind of risk tolerance you have and if you're patient enough to watch that stock price go up and down until we finally see it shoot up. I do personally believe in this stock. I believe it's going to be up a lot in the next 5 to 10 years. In fact, I actually have a little bit of it in my portfolio myself. So do with that information as you please. And that's going to conclude today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching.